Everybody, Graham here. It's XL. XL 10-Minute Leaders Live. I'm joined today by Raj Anand, who will disclose his location to you very shortly. Raj, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Graham. Good to be on. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here. Where are you in the world then? Let's get that out of the way before we get started.
Well, I live in London, but I'm currently traveling. I'm currently in Kathmandu, visiting family. So yeah, here for a bit. Got stuck in the lockdown. So really keen to get back as soon as possible, basically.
All right. Your business is based in London, right?
Yes, we got an office in early in Baker Street and now it's into London. So yeah, all day
Cool.
just currently remote working is the way to kind of go. So
Well,
yeah,
it's amazing that we can do it. We can actually run. There you are in Kathmandu running a business. You might decide that you're never coming back. How about that? So, all right then,
potentially, who
Raj.
knows?
We got 10 minutes. Are you ready?
Born ready, sir.
Born ready. Let's do it then. The formalities out of the way. Raj Goodman Anand, what does it say on your business card?
Well, it says I'm the chief lantern because I just thought CEOs are really boring, founders are really boring. So I'm the chief lantern of Goodman Lantern, if that makes sense.
Lantern,
Yes.
as in lantern that you hold up?
Yes, absolutely.
Hmm.
Earlier you asked me about Goodman Lantern, like where did Raj Goodman and Anand, does a Goodman come from? It's all part of the story, close to my heart actually. I don't know if I have time to tell you about the story or not, but
Give me the shortened version. Just give the audience the book cover, the blurb on the back of the book, so we can think, oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna
okay.
pick that up.
Yeah, let me try to summarize it. So basically, so a lot of people from the Punjab, the northwest Indian sort of area, the Punjabis commonly use the terminology Goodman lantern, which basically is a hangover from the British times in India. It's basically if you're a good person, you're Goodman the Lantern or Goodman the Lantern, basically. And my grandfather used to call me that as a small kid, and he passed away. So in his
Ah,
memory, it became Goodman Lantern. And there are multiple stories about why it's called Goodman Lantern. No one really knows the origin of it, but it's just something that's really common amongst the Punjabis, and it's a legacy from where I've got this basically into my name
got
and my
it.
company.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Got it. So anybody who's Punjabi out there will probably know what you're going on about, but we know what you're going on about as well. So it's a nice story. All right. You are the chief lantern of your business. What is your business? Tell us a little bit about that first.
So Goodman Lantern is a team of native English content writers. We help our customers sell better and grow faster.
Got it.
The
I like it short and sweet. Yeah, that's how
yeah,
it should be. Web content, blog articles, white papers, those kind of things.
exactly. So yeah, so mainly focus on B2B
Yeah.
marketing. In the past, I have grown a company from 7.5 million to 45 million in revenue, the back of content writing and storytelling. And I'm not a content writer myself. I'm not a native English speaker, to be honest, but I'm an engineer who fell into digital marketing and I love content and the power of it. So I thought, okay, I made my previous company a lot of cash. Let's start my own company 7 years back and really help our customers make solid cash on the back of good content.
Yeah, I love it. I'm very much a believer in good content marketing. How do you sit with the rise of AI copywriting? So, any machine learning powered, there's a lot of tools out there at the moment that can write reasonably good content with GPT-3. What are your thoughts on that?
As it happens, my research at university was in AI. I built AI games at university. That was I was as a research student, to be honest. That's what I did. And I've seen GPT-3, open AI quite a bit. I've looked at it quite a bit. I've looked at the tools which are there, to help you make your resume, your CV, make some like random blog articles and stuff. I must say, compared to GPT-2, number three is much better, but it's still gobbledygook compared to what it needs to do. Um, you know, when you're writing content, it's about the emotions. It's about telling a story. It's about being creative alongside the SEO part of it, obviously. And that needs real people. It needs skill. It needs, multiple checklists, for example, to go through to make it the best possible state. And so eventually we might get to a state where it'd be better, but creative roles are really hard to replicate through AI. It's just the way it is, unfortunately, and it will take multiple years to kind of get there. But if it does, I'm sure we'll be ready to kind of adopt that as well if there was an opportunity.
Yeah. I see a hybrid model at most where we use these tools to do the heavy lifting of a lot of content writing, but still you need that very creative human edge that we haven't quite got to with AI, right? Okay, so where do you fit on all of this, Mr. Goodman? What is your superpower? I know you're an engineer, you've disclosed that, but when it comes to content, maybe you're not the writer yourself, but what do you bring to the table that the other guys don't have?
Well, I have been on both sides of the table, basically. I've been a client of a consumer of content as a C-level executive, and I've been on the provider end as well. I get the pain points of C-level executives. They don't seem to understand content, the power of content. This whole like inbound marketing is, it's all a bit confusing for them. So to break it down for them in terms they understand and talk about ROI. So what's the ROI, return on investment on the content? That's what I bring to the table. So an engineering perspective on content writing, I look at it as a strategy to hit the aims of a company, just make money and sell better and grow faster.
You cannot argue with that, can you? How do you then pitch something like, for example, thought leadership content, which traditionally would have been in the realm of PR, and PR doesn't do metrics very well. It's all very fluffy. It's a bit like marketing was 20 years ago in the world of Mad Men, where we didn't have Google yet, we didn't have Facebook. When it comes to thought leadership content, which is really key to B2B, isn't it? Like category narratives and so on. How do you build an ROI around that if it's not actually designed specifically to acquire customers, to get people to sign up or to get people to buy something?
Well, typically, content writing in B2B scenario has two benefits. One is storytelling, which is to help build a better brand for the company. And the other one typically tends to be, and this is what you mostly ask for, is SEO, to optimize for search engine. Both of these things have a direct impact on people buying. A good brand, a strong brand, which is marketing themselves, like say HubSpot. If you Google any B2B query, you just get HubSpot there. They market themselves through content, power of content, and they're number one for a lot of different keywords, for example. That helps them place as a leader in inbound marketing, for example. They coined the term inbound marketing, for example. Similarly, storytelling. It's a very important part of any business. People first emotionally buy into an idea, a service, or a product, and then apply logic to it. So it is super important to talk to people directly. It's not about B2B, B2C, it's about P2P, person to person. And that's the most important human element we have to touch on. And that's the most important thing which we do as a company to help our clients, basically.
All right. So we've got 2 minutes left. So I want to use these 2 minutes to give you the stage. I want you to imagine the audience now is CEOs or decision makers. I know that's not a great word these days, but people who buy content, who are interested in content. You've got 2 minutes. What can you teach them about their content strategy, their personal branding strategy maybe, or thought leadership strategy for that company in 2 minutes that they could walk away with and think, oh, wow, I've really got to think about this again. 2 minutes, Raj.
Well, so great. Thank you for that, Graham. What I'm going to say is this, and in just 2 minutes, I've seen customers or potential customers who can be a little bit skeptic sometimes about the value of content. And I just want to point out a great story I had heard about Napoleon. Napoleon used to send press releases to the gazettes in France and the other colonies to talk about his victories, because that helped them get buy-in for his other war campaigns. And imagine, back then, content worked like charms, and it actually helped him get more campaign money for his war. And fast forward today, the same strategy of content, maybe a different medium, a different form. Maybe it's more TikTok, maybe it's videos, maybe it's blogs, articles. Content has been there, is here today, and it will be tomorrow. It's just a different form it takes. So investing in content is a gift that keeps giving. Unlike other things like ads, is something which will always keep giving you ROI in every form. And even if you stop investing in it today, it will still give you benefits tomorrow and the day after and the day after. So don't use anybody. Get started with it. Just dip your feet into it, because I think it's a very powerful medium to get awesome leads, get awareness, get customers eventually.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Raj Anand, everybody. Where do we find out more about you?
Well, I usually lurk around on LinkedIn. So if you ever happen to be on LinkedIn, look for my unique name, Raj Anand. Hopefully it'll just be just me. You'll find. So yeah, please do connect with me and drop me a message. I love to hear from people. So please get in touch.
Raj, real pleasure having you on the show today. Thanks for joining us all the way from Kathmandu. Hopefully things work out and you can travel safely soon. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Graham, for the opportunity. Thank you, sir.